Welcome back to the weekly Brooklyn Property Market Report, brought to you by Engel & Volker's Brownstone, Brooklyn. My name is Catriona, and of course, I'm joined again today by Donald. How are you, Donald?
Pretty good, Catriona. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. So let's start talking about those new to market and in contract property listings across the 16 key Brooklyn neighborhoods that we cover. Of course, we split the market into those properties below 2.25 million and those properties above 2.25 million, which we refer to as the luxury property market. We cover condos, co-ops, and of course, townhouses. So let's start today by talking about those properties below 2.25 million. What is the new to market versus in contract inventory situation looking like at the moment, Donald?
So in October, we had 294 new to market listings for townhouses, co-ops, and condos, and 274 deals going into contract. So that's about a 93% absorption rate of that new to market inventory.
So we've seen a lot of in contract activity for condos. Is that still the case at this price point range?
Yeah, for again, looking at October specifically, activity has been fairly stable. It's more stable for the resale product versus the sponsor units. But we had 191 condos come to market in October. 110 of those were resales, 81 were sponsor units. 91 resales went into contract in that same time period. So that's about an 83% absorption rate for that new to market inventory, and 43 sponsor units went into contract, which is about a 53% absorption rate of that new to market inventory. So about a 2-to-1 ratio happening right there.
Yeah, we've seen that 2-to-1 ratio quite consistently over the past few weeks. So let's move on to the luxury market above 2.25 million. What are the stats looking like there?
So just looking at last week, we had 19 new to market listings. 11 of those were townhouses, and the bulk of which, again, were under 4 million. 5 condo resales, 2 condo sponsor units, and 1 co-op resale.
So let's talk about townhouses, because people always love to talk about townhouses and the in-contract activity that's going on there.
Yep. So for this, we're going to look back to the past 5 months when we talk about what's happening here. And so demand for townhouses was second only to co-ops. Demand for townhouses was about a 40% absorption rate for those new to market listings that came onto the market over that time frame. And co-ops actually did a little bit better at a 47% absorption rate over that same time frame. Coming in third there were condos, both resales and sponsor units, with a 26% absorption rate over the previous 5 months.
So it's hard to ignore the fact that it is election day today, and there's been tons of predictions about what will happen to the property market once we get past this week. And I was reading only one yesterday that was saying that once we get out of November, things will just rebound. What's your feeling about what might happen?
Yeah, well, past performance is certainly useful when trying to figure out what may occur in the future, but, it's really always about the circumstance. And what's happening right now, the variables at play are certainly different from any time in our past. We have a historically low mortgage interest rate environment, which is driving, I think, a big part of the demand part of the lower segment of the market of 1.4 and under. A lot of activity happening there, which is great to see. So I just love to see that continue. And I have no reason to believe that it shouldn't if everything kind of stays the same here. The upper end of the market, I think the federal election has more of an influence there about what people decide to do and how they plan for the future. And now we have this, obviously, this overriding pandemic situation, which we're kind of still in the middle of, which is causing pause for people. So that part of the market, I am hearing from my sphere of influence out there that there are multiple parties now pursuing townhouse resales on the market, which is great to hear because it's been pretty quiet over the previous 6 or so months. So, looking forward to that kind of activity picking up, which would be great because there's some fantastic product out there for buyers right now.
There is. So that's it from us this week. Check back in next week, of course, for more accurate and informed observations on the Brooklyn property market.
And Katrina, I just wanted to add that, whether you're a client of ours or not right now, we are a resource that you should really kind of not hesitate to lean on. We're ready to share our knowledge and experience, when you need it.
Absolutely. And of course, our contact information follows from this, so please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you and goodbye.